Okay, so the original idea was that I could put bolts through the holes and then drop a nut down in there, and the bolt would go through and grip it. Um, this provided issues though because the negative space pieces for the holes just took up so much space, and it was hard for the concrete to get around it. So I came up with an idea to solve this by just using the bolt itself to create a hole, and then putting hardware at the end of the bolt that would then get cast into the concrete. Here's a test I did. I cast it into just a soda can, and it worked well. That is just a shorter bolt test I did that broke out, but overall the result I wanted was achieved, and so I'm gonna go with that. And so I got this hardware. This is, I think it's meant for making furniture. It's just kind of like a square washer. It's really thick, I know, but and then I decided to get some square nuts for it because I was worried about the nuts turning in the concrete and me not being able to fix it. So I just got some square nuts to be extra sure that it would be okay. And then here's the final setup. You can see it's kind of just making my own inserts to cast into the concrete. I just couldn't find anything that I even remotely what I wanted online to order, so yeah, I just decided to make my own, and so it worked out pretty well when casting into the concrete. So here's the mold version 2.0. Difference is I added some. Well, it's completely open top, and then I added some extra reinforcing around the sides. So the issue last time was that I was trying to pour the concrete through holes. So there's the seam there. The seam is there, and there's a seam there, so it kind of splices together, and then bolts together. Got holes for the bolts to go in on each side, and it's just that top reinforcement there to keep it. That was an improvement over the last mold, but that wide open side now, so there's no way that the concrete is going to have an issue like it did last time. So there's the second mold. Another look at it. I was worried about it spreading open at the top, so I printed these things just to keep it from spreading apart once the concrete was in there. That added weight could push it outwards, so I just printed that, and then I also added a hole to keep, so I could use it to space the top of the bolt going through that hole, keep it from moving around and going where I didn't want it to go. So printed several of these, and lay them out in different places. And then I wanted the bolts to be a very specific distance from the edge of the concrete because I was going to make a side piece there, and I need enough material to grab, so the bolt can't be all the way in. So I printed these spacers and glued them on, so you can see the bolt goes through there. It also keeps the bolt straight, which is important. So both spacing away from concrete and also keeping it straight. And then I kind of put little tacks of super glue on the bolt to keep it in place. And there's all the hardware installed on the bolt. And so this side is ready to go. And then I printed these. It's still a bit of a negative space for the hole at the end of that bolt because the bolt was long enough where I had to do a through hole in that case, so it's just flush with the top, and then it's clearance to be able to drop that nut through there. And then I screwed it onto that spacer, So it creates kind of this piece there that can then go over the bolt and create the hole that we need in the concrete for later. You can see those there, all tacked into place and ready to go. And then here it is with the wire mesh added in for reinforcement. That's pretty fun. And then here's the cast, waiting for it to set up. You can see it all laid out, minimal bubbles, and tried to really set it, hit it hard to get the bubbles out. So there it is. I let it set up for a little bit and then pulled, this is the second one I cast, I pulled those plastic pieces out while it was set, but still fairly soft so that I could get those out. The first one they just broke. I'm gonna have to figure out how to drill those out, but this one, it came out cleanly, and I'm very happy with the result. So, the Allen key, you can hear that nice, crisp break, very clean, exactly what I was looking for with that super glue. And this took a long time to screw out. You can see just going and going and going. Some real life stuff here. This dropped out. Dropped that. Had to go get it. Pretty normal. Yeah, unscrewing that. It took a really long time, so I gave up on the second one and cut an Allen key that I had, an extra one in the right size. I cut the 90-degree piece off and put it in the drill, and it went way faster. This is me learning the hard way how long it takes. That came out nicely. So that hardware is now embedded in the concrete. Again, very nice, clean breakaway of that super glue. And so there's that Allen key that I cut and so I drill like that, and saved me a lot of time. Clean removal, and some more here. There's a little bit of concrete in there that I had to clear out with the screwdriver. Way faster. Alright, and then opening up the mold so it's ready to go. It's set up for 20 minutes. Just removing those screws. Clearing out some concrete. Nice clean breakaway of that side. No major bubbles, just really small ones which shouldn't affect anything. The metal mesh in there should be strong enough where those bubbles won't be an issue. Flip to the other side and doing the same thing. Removing those screws. Another very clean breakaway. And then this came out very nicely. I didn't even try to design it like this, but it turned out to be perfect. That split right there just makes it come off very easily. Very nice. There's the finished product. Clean holes, nice smooth surfaces, square edges. Exactly what I'm looking for. And so it's very important that those side surfaces be able to sit flush. And there was a little bit of a burr or an overhang on that side. So I just took this piece of plastic that you've seen before and just kind of cut it. You can see how soft that concrete still is at this point. Just kind of using that as a flat edge to take that off. It's not super important that that corner be perfect. What's more important is that that surface is smooth and can sit flush. Just working on that a little bit. There's the other one wrapped up. They have to cure for 5 days, so I just wrapped it in a shirt, got it wet. It has to stay wet for 5 days to cure to full strength. I found out that this quick setting concrete can be just as strong as other concrete, so I don't have to worry about switching out to a stronger concrete. So it'll just work. It'll work just fine. The mold will need to be cleaned up, but it's pretty easy to do that. And then some of these holes get burrs from the screws going through, and that's a pretty easy cleanup. You just take a knife and cut that off. But you can see that there. So I'll scrub it all. There's the second one put into the bag to stay wet. So there's close up of those burrs. And kind of plastic gets pulled out, and so I just cut that off. So yeah, thanks for watching. You can catch me in the next video. Those will cure till Wednesday, and I will be able to shoot some footage of it then, and test all the bolt holes and setup and spacing. So yeah, see you guys in the next video.